What's up, everyone? Bret Wallace, your Fort Bend County Realtor. Today we're going to be in the First Colony area. There's actually a library, the First Colony Library right there, which is, don't know why they still have those. Everybody has Google, right? But, so we're actually cutting through Grants Lake right now, and there's United States Post Office right here. Believe me, I'm here all the time because it's really close to my office. So today, we're going to cover the First Colony area, and why I say area is that there are so many pocket subdivisions in the First Colony. There's First Colony Mall, obviously, between Highway 6, right at the Highway 6 and I-69 where they meet, and all the areas east of that is what I'm considering First Colony, the First Colony area. So like I said, we're driving right now through Grants Lake, and this is one of the few areas in Sugar Land that actually has townhomes. So that's what you're seeing, the Grants Lake areas, some of the few townhomes, the few townhome areas in Sugar Land. Definitely, there's some coming up in Richmond or Rosenberg I'm seeing, but the, townhomes just aren't the average, community in Sugar Land. So there's multiple subdivisions like Woodstream, Colony Bend, Colony Cove, Colony Meadows, Colony Grant, Grants Lake, which we're in now, Chimney Stone, Settlers Grove, Settlers Park, Austin Park, the Highlands. So we're not going to be able to cover all of them, but this is all generally considered the First Colony area. So we're actually approaching Highway 6 right now. We're going to take a right. We're going to see some of these pocket subdivisions, but the main thing, since we're right here at this line in the sand, I would want to go over is that if you go beyond where that green light is and the wall, those homes of First Colony are going to be zoned to Dulles. And I'm just talking about high schools right now because there's so many little small elementary schools, pocketed within all of these areas. So Dulles High School to the left, Clements High School to the right of where we're driving now, right now on Highway 6. We're about to hit Williams Trace. So we're basically in the center of the First Colony area, in my opinion. So, Highway 6 is going to be kind of that line in the sand. Like I said, there's going to be tons of retail, tons of restaurants, tons of shopping. We're probably, a mile from I-69 right now behind us. So, Sweetwater is also a little further south of us right now, and I've profiled that in a different video. I feel that that's its own, that's a little bit, it's kind of First Colony extended. It feels First Colony, but Sweetwater's a little swankier. So that's why we did its own video. But right now, you're gonna see a lot of homes starting around the $200,000 price point, and you can go up all the way to the 600s in Colony Park. So most of the homes are between 1977, 1978 and newer, to around the 1999 to 2000 mark for year build. 1,100 square feet to, I'd say, even 5,000 square feet, probably in the Colony Park area that I just mentioned, is kind of the size home that you would expect in this First Colony area. So we're gonna take a right down Settlers Way right now to kind of show you what the average kind of First Colony home and little pocket neighborhood, what it's gonna look like. So let's take a right here, Settlers Way. Let's see what we got down this street. And again, just like a lot of neighborhoods in Sugar Land, just very mature trees, very well manicured grounds. This is kind of typical of the First Colony area. So we're coming into Settlers Park and Settlers Grove off of Settlers Way. It's this is what you're gonna expect with the First Colony kind of homes. So like I said, the Grants Lake townhome community has hundreds of units. It's the largest townhome community in Sugar Land that I wanted to point out, the place where we started in Grants Lakes, the townhomes. Here's Chimney Stone to the left. This is another neighborhood I called out right off of Settlers Way, and you wouldn't know much difference between Chimney Stone and Settlers Grove. So don't want to get too mixed up in the small little pockets. Just wanted to drive you through a typical First Colony neighborhood. The amenities for these neighborhoods, I'm speaking overall, kind of in the macro sense of things, not all the small tiny ones, but you know, parks galore. There are parks everywhere. A lot of tennis courts, a lot of area pools. The biggest, I would say, benefit of the First Colony area is when I have people that are coming in from out of town. They're like, should we go to Katy or Sugarland? I'm like, what part of Sugarland? Because the west part of Sugarland, you get closer to A-Leaf into Houston. The schools, kind of performance of the schools kind of is on the decline a little bit compared to, you know, Settlers Way Elementary, which is we're coming to First Colony Elementary, and definitely Clements High School is basically like college preparatory. It's almost like straight Jesuit or Audi International. It's so sought after that each year they have to rezone or get. Everybody's trying to get added into Clements, and it's like, you know, I wouldn't say overpopulated, but there's much more demand that parents want their kids go into Clements than they can supply, with just the infrastructure, the size of the school, and the teacher ratio. So, you know, everybody wants into Clements. Like I said, shopping, fine dining, casual dining, retail, entertainment, hospitals, professional buildings. There's just a ton of stuff that we're surrounded by when you're in the First Colony area. Even First Colony Mall, I know we don't go to malls as much as we used to pre-pandemic, but First Colony Mall has a lot of stores, a lot of shopping, you know, and it's always nice to have that option if you don't want to get on Amazon or don't want to get on eBay or don't want to get on whatever 2-day shipping place you can get. So, you know, it's nice to have that option, and it's actually cool to actually, I don't know, go to a food court and get a slice, a pizza, and, you know, whatever. So there's a Dick's Sporting Goods there at First Colony Mall, which is always a necessity whenever the kid loses a soccer ball and they lose their mind. So it's always nice to have that. So First Colony area, I don't know, I don't want to spit out crime statistics, but as far as Sugarland's concerned, Sugarland Police Department is top notch, and they are heavily patrolling these areas. Their headquarters is on Highway 6. So I mean, the proximity is very, very close to here, and they're always making sure that the citizens are of Sugarland, the tax-paying citizens, are always so polite and very, very kind, and they do make sure that the riffraff stays in Houston. Well, where I'm from, Rosenberg, right? Richmond, Rosenberg. But this is one of the most popular and sought after schools right there, First Colony Middle School. So yeah, people come to First Colony for the, you know, schools, and this is a beautiful baseball park. I remember playing here when I was a kid. First Colony Park right there. Baseball diamonds. This is small town America, folks, and this is why people love Sugarland. Schools, location, the homes. Like I said, if you're buying a home that's built from 1978 to 2000 in the First Colony area, you're either going to pay a pretty good penny for homes that are improved and updated, or you're going to get a home that, you know, needs a little bringing it to the 21st century, right? So this is Colony Park. Let's just go ahead and swing in through here. This is going to be one of the pockets in First Colony that are going to have those bigger homes, the 4,000 square foot homes, getting closer to the $500,000 and $600,000 price point that I was talking about earlier. So might as well give the people a little sample of First Colony homes right here and Colony Grove. So when I'm looking at the tax rates, I did look at some of these individual pocketed neighborhoods. I'm just going to go ahead and say you need to verify independently for the particular neighborhood, but what I'm seeing the most common is 2.21 tax rate, estimated tax rate for 2020. So yeah, this is First Colony, kind of, let's get cliche on them and say it's First Colony in a nutshell. But this is such a big area, we couldn't do each individual neighborhood. But you're paying to be in First Colony. Kind of like we did the Pecan Grove video. Pecan Grove is such a big area, everybody just refers to it collectively as Pecan Grove. So this is the backside of the Sweetwater Country Club that you'll be able to see. And we did profile this in a different video. So that is the Sweetwater Country Club. Clements High School team must be out there. But yeah, so, you know, this is just a a very established and mature, you know, neighborhood. First Colony has so much to offer. It's been built out for a while. That's why everything's going south and west. You know, the last new build was 2000, so it's been 20 years since this community was built out. So if you want a community with a little more character and you want to be in this location with great schools, great amenities, awesome location, I can't say location enough in this video, it's First Colony. So guys, without further ado, I'd like to wrap up the video. Just want to say thank you so much for watching. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Reach out to me on my cell phone or email. They're on my website, bretwallace.com. And you know, appreciate you guys watching, and catch you on the next one.